They're going to be in a war soon. And if Mr. Trump listens to Netanyahu, they want to use you to fight America's war. But it's not America's war, it's Israel's war. And when you say, Mr. Trump, America first, ask any Jew, even your son-in-law, America is never first. Israel is always first. And as long as Israel is first, then whatever you think or plan will be in Israel before you leave the room of the White House. Mr. Trump, you have to extricate yourself from being controlled by any one of these. Israel is in bad condition right now with God. And he showed me in the night, listen, what he hated about Israel. Who gives you the right to take your life and make your life valuable and diminish the value of the lives of others? See, some of us are stupid enough, I don't make it like that, but it is kind of stupid for any of us to think of our lives in terms of real value and minimize, or as you maximize the value of your life, you minimize the value of the lives of the people that you walk by every day. Don't ever think that your life is more valuable than the lives of the people that God has chosen to be his own people. No, no, no. Every human being has value. And the value of every human being is what God has put within them when he made them after his own image and likeness. So as they were minimizing Palestinian life in the night, he was showing me with every life that they take that they have diminished. They have diminished the value of their lives in my sight. And take this home with you. The Jewish representative of Israel that is in Atlanta said that the greatest difficulty that Israel has is with young black Americans. What does Israel have to fear about young black Americans? Because they refuse to be controlled by the forces that control their fathers and their grandfathers. That is over. So I say to Israel, leave the black youth alone. Don't come into our community trying to kill us to satisfy your bloodlust. Turn my young black brothers over to the nation of Islam. We'll take them and teach them and civilize them. Thank you for listening, and may Allah bless you with a happy Savior's Day.
Assalamu alaikum!
What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to yet another very interesting episode. I hope you're doing fine wherever you're tuning in from. Now, we all know the government has labeled Minister Louis Farrakhan as a very controversial speaker. Controversial in quotes, because we all know that behind the controversy lies the truth. We all know this is a man who chooses to speak the truth even at times when the government expects him to just shut his mouth. Now, in this video, he talks about how Donald Trump, or rather white America, has decided to put Israel first instead of putting Americans first, and that is exactly what's going on right now. He goes ahead to expose so much in relation to how Israel and America do relate, and we all know that most creators talking about this country Israel tend to get shadow banned or tend to get discouraged from talking negatively about Israel. We all know this is something that's going on. But Louis Farrakhan, very courageous, goes ahead and talks about all these, exposing very, very important things that I'd really like to share with you. So in this video, Louis Farrakhan will be exposing some things that I'd want you to know. So please watch the video to the very end, because I'd really want to know what your thoughts are concerning all these. Watch the video and let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's talk, let's have that conversation going on. As usual, like the video, share the video, and if at all it's your first time on this platform, please subscribe to this channel. We'll begin first by watching Minister Louis Farrakhan expose the hidden relationship between Israel and Palestine. We all know that it's a very rough relationship between the two, and America's contribution into the conflict. And then thereafter, we'll see how Minister Louis Farrakhan managed to predict Israel and America's joint attack on Iran. He predicted that 7 years ago. Actually, some people will say that his words were prophetic 7 years ago. Let's get to watch the videos, and then thereafter I'll be back to break it all down.
Benjamin Netanyahu is boasting that he can bring the US along with whatever he does.
Especially today with America. I know what America is. America is something that can be easily pushed to the right direction.
Wow, America can be easily pushed. Even if that is true, it's insulting to hear out loud. And to be fair, Bibi has had a lot of success in pushing America.
If you take out Saddam, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
Obviously, we'd like to see a regime change, at least I would, in Iran, just as I would like to see in Iraq.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime.
Iraq, Iran, and Libya.
Today, I authorize the armed forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya.
Is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people point blank, just stating it, I control the United States, I control Donald Trump. I'm an American. You can't treat, it's too humiliating. I can't handle that.
Persons who are aggrieved become silly or savage. They lose the knowledge of self. Yes, sir. And they begin to live the life of a beast. Palestinians are human beings that are suffering apartheid in their own country. They've taken it for so long. It's easy for them now to strap a bomb on themselves and go into a restaurant and kill people who don't even know why they're dying. They just want to redistribute the pain. The Israelis practice the law of retaliation, but to the extreme. The Old Testament says An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. And it warns the aggrieved, don't exceed the limits. The Quran says in matters of the slain, it is a life for a life. But we are warned by God not to exceed the limits and not to ever be the aggressor. For Allah loves not the aggressor. My Palestinian brothers shot some rockets into Israel. Rockets. They must have gotten them at Sears or Walmart. I don't know where they got them. But wait. The rockets killed a few people and got a few $1,000s worth of damage was done by hundreds of rockets that evidently didn't know where the hell they were going. They just... But Israel responded. She always retaliates. I want you to listen to me. She always retaliates. She always retaliates. And it's never a life for a life. Because if a Jew is killed, then they want 100 Palestinians, because they have devalued the life of a Palestinian. When God said a life for a life, he's putting all life on an equal status. But they kill thousands of men, women, and children. They bomb schools and mosques and hospitals, and they make no apology. And guess what? Guess what? Our president said, our Secretary of State said, and Congress said, they have the right to defend themselves. Am I lying?
No, sir.
Am I lying?
No, sir.
I didn't hear you.
No, sir. No, sir.
With that lopsided slaughter, the UN wanted to indict Israelis for crimes against humanity.
That's right.
But it's okay for them to retaliate, and of course they've been in Palestine since 1948 as an independent nation, and before that they came by the 1 and the 2 and the 3.
That's right.
It's their pattern from Europe, and then war comes and they take the land that belonged to the Palestinians and they give it a divine backing. Of course, we are the children of Israel, we are the people of God, and they sell you the story that if you're kind to the children of Israel, God will be kind to you. I want to tell you the truth of that tonight. My dear brothers and sisters, 60 years, America has been supporting Israel. Congress, you send billions of dollars each and every year. But you have not been just to us.
What's happening right now in Iran was predicted about 7 years ago by the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Let me roll the tape.
The war in the Middle East is pulled by you using your surrogates at the insistence of Israel. Then the war will trigger another kind of war which will bring China, Russia, all of the nations into a war. And it bothers me to say this to you, Mr. President, but the war will end America as you know it. These sanctions are the predicate for a new war, a war in the Middle East that would be a trigger to the greatest war that has ever been, the war of Armageddon spoken of in the Bible. The Iranians. You don't see them starting no war with nobody.
That's correct.
Right. Yes, Mr. Trump. In the history of Iran, show me where they attacked some other nation trying to take their wealth as you do, as America does. Show it to me. See, when you know the truth, see, can't nobody punk you unless you just want to be a punk. On the back of your dollar, you have the seal of the United States. In the upper left-hand corner, when you turn your dollar, well, when you look at it, it's the right-hand corner. I'll deal with the right-hand corner today. All of this has meaning. White folks don't do nothing without meaning. You see that obelisk on the mall? They said Farrakhan went off. They made it 555 feet high. That's not an accident. And the obelisk is like this. That's the Washington Monument. If this becomes a 1, this is what? 1555. That's when they brought our fathers into slavery. See, everything about this country is built on the secret of who you are. All masonry is built on the secret of who you are. Bring the worshipful master here, and I'll break it all down for him with the help of Allah. Now, up above the eagle, wheresoever the carcass is, there shall the eagle be gathered together. America uses the symbol of the eagle because it's the highest flying bird. And America is the highest flying of all the nations and is a predator. She has arrows in one claw and olive branch in another and 9 feathers in her tail, which represents the Supreme Court justices that just gave you your president. Now, I don't draw too good, so you have to pardon me, okay? But in that seal, in a circle, I'll draw the circle later, you have something that looks like this, but it's a star. Then out here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Then you have 4 again. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 3, 4. And then 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 represents the tribes. 1 got lost. You. Then in 13 you have a 7 and you have a 6. 6 is the number of the beast. 6 days he gonna labor, but in the 7,000 year, that's when God comes and he rests, meaning he dies. Now check this out. If you do this, you got a 6-pointed star, which is the symbol of Israel. You have 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles, 4 angles, 5 angles, 6 angles. You got 6 sides, 6 angles, and each angle is 60 degrees, which is the number of the beast. Now, in the next couple of weeks, if it is the will of Allah, I want to go after the name Israel and show you from the Bible Jacob wrestling with the angel, and after he prevailed, his name was changed from Jacob to Israel. So if Jacob is another name for Yaakov, then the real meaning of Israel, I'll get into it when we meet. Now the children of Israel. Children. We already said we were the babes. Of, preposition denoting possession.
Welcome back to the video once again. I am really glad that you made it to the other side of the video, whereby we get to discuss, just having a quick discussion about all this that we've just had. And I'll try and be brief on this one because this is a topic that is very suppressed on the internet, and I wouldn't want to find myself on the negative side of the internet. Yeah, there are so many powerful people involved in this. So Minister Farrakhan exposes that, and it's not a secret, by the way, it's something that's out there. Donald Trump has admitted over and over again that America sends over 3 billion shillings annually to Israel. And remember, this is not Donald Trump's money. This is not any politician's money. This is the average taxpayer's money. So taxpayers at the end of the day end up funding Israel. And Israel in this case ends up using the money to fund wars. So whether you think that this issue should involve you, or whether you think you should not be involved in this matter, at the end of the day, your tax dollars end up funding a war. So you are indirectly funding a war. And that is why Americans should be concerned about all this that's going on. That's why Americans should be concerned about the war between Israel and Iran. So many Americans think that they can just ignore this war because it's not affecting them, because probably America can't be bombed by Iran, so they just choose to ignore. At the end of the day, it ends up affecting the average citizens. And it's not just the taxpayers' money. There is so much. This is over 3 billion American dollars being sent to fund a war, or to fund multiple wars that Israel is partaking. But then when black people ask for reparations, the government tends to dismiss them with claims that the government is broke, the government does not have that amount of money. But when you look in, the government invests so much in these wars. It invests so much in militarizing America and in fighting and meddling in other countries' businesses. Just the other day, American troops were sent to Venezuela. Not so long ago, we've seen American troops being sent to multiple other countries. We've seen American troops being sent to Libya before. We've seen American troops being sent to Iraq. We've seen American troops being sent to Somalia. We've seen American troops being sent to so many countries all over the world, just meddling in other people's business. And that is the message that Minister Louis Farrakhan had in a video that I covered a few days ago. You can check out my catalog, that America shouldn't be meddling in other people's businesses. But you realize that even if America stops meddling in other people's businesses, it is still pushed by one power to meddle in other people's business. It's almost like Israel goes around and makes enemies, and then America comes in to defend Israel from paying the consequences. And I learned that the reason why Israel, together with America, is attacking Iran, they already know that Iran has no nuclear weapons. So as a result, they can just attack Iran and then get away with it. If at all Iran had nuclear weapons, then they would have retaliated with nuclear weapons.